Yes, yes, yes. How are you? Can you hear
I can
me?
hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm pretty good, pretty good.
Okay.
So it's been a good day today. We just putting everything together, and it's definitely a pleasure to have you. And ladies and gentlemen, oh, this is a special one for you all. Okay, this is one unique gifted individual that I cannot wait to share with you all, of just something completely new when it comes down to the healing journey of all aspects. We're bringing healing in all dimensions. We're bringing healing in every way possible to get the best growth, best evolution to humanity as possible. So today, our special guest, such an honor to have you, is Kimmy. Am I saying that correct?
Yes, a lot of people call me Kimmy. Also go by
Yeah,
Kemisi Ra. Yes. It's gonna be
definitely with Joy Through Alchemy.
yes.
Alchemy, Alchemy. So, thank you for coming. I appreciate you for being here. And let's start with basically telling us your story. How did we get on the path? What was the beginning to this journey that you're on?
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor and a pleasure. Um,
Definitely.
so my journey, it pretty much started when I was younger. I always had an affinity to know our purpose here, why we were here. I mean, and what all that was about. But I have to say that um, in 2013, when my son passed away, he was 12 at the time, Nazir, and he passed away unexpectedly in a car accident. And after
Mhm.
that moment, I was desperate to find answers of um, why it happened, where is he, what is he feeling in the moment, and how can I move through this the best way possible. So that is where my journey began. But it
Mhm.
actually definitely took it up a notch for sure. And at that time, yeah,
Yeah, we're so sorry to hear that, but this is what makes the journey that you on that much more impactful for others that are or that went through the similar situations, similar shoes that you've been through. So definitely our condolences. I know that's 2013 is a while ago, which is one of the reasons why, as far as like what healing looked like for certain situations where I feel that um, a lot of individuals that go through such hurt may not be able to make it out of that pain, if that makes sense.
absolutely.
And you definitely are a beacon to show that there is joy, there is light after such tragic event. So, yeah, didn't mean to interrupt you with the story. Just wanted to make sure that the everybody that's listening understand, if you know someone that's going through a similar situation or having a tough time, this episode is for them.
Absolutely. It's definitely not an easy journey, and you never actually get over anything like that. Um, in grief, there's many hills and many valleys, and there's many things that can trigger you to go backwards when it comes to situations like that. And I always say that it is the mind that determines the trauma, not necessarily the situation itself. So a lot of people can feel exactly what I went through, even when it comes to grieving over divorce after marriage, or childhood trauma, or I mean, the list goes on. There's many different things that we go through here on this planet that can, feel like a rug was pulled from up under us, and it takes a lot, a lot to want to have the will to move forward, but then to know that we deserve joy and we have the ability to obtain joy after something like that is a whole nother, yeah, a whole nother ball game. So um, I have a younger son, Kingston, who was 4 at the time. So um, he was actually my anchor and my will to want to, um, I was saying like, if I'm going to be here, I have to be happy. Like I need to be happy for myself, for one, but then for him. I did not want him to carry the trauma throughout his entire lifetime and, it affects him mentally and emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So, he was my motivation in that. And so I sought out. I sought out many different modalities to help and assist me. What I did not want to do is it's very easy to, you know, um, you know, they offer pharmaceuticals, right? That can help you when it comes to um, mental and emotional pain, like such as that. And what I did not want to do is take something that was going to hinder my process of truly moving to a place of joy. And so I tried just about any and everything else that I could do to help and assist me. Um, yeah. So
Definitely. It's funny how the world, every time something as deep as this happens, which, like you said, you mentioned before, like with the divorces and really losing a part of yourself, they start automatically going to the pills or any other chemical. The pharmacist, take this, take that.
mhm.
But what's interesting is, like, you definitely found more of a natural way to deal with it, and knowing that you didn't want to, because a lot of people don't know there's another option. A lot of people don't know there's other ways to deal with it. It's kind of, and I understand it can be, it's a very sensitive, mindset to be in that state. That, I know there's a lack of care, but the fact that were you found your anchor with your young one, to continue to go. Because I remember there's been situations where, dealing with pasthood trauma myself, I was, humor is kind of what saved me
Yeah.
with the situation. I was kind of like, this is it, that's it, I'm about to go end it. But I was like, you know what, that may hurt if I do that and it don't work right away. I don't want to feel that, so humor within myself and things I thought about is kind of what pushed me through a lot of things, which I know is not completely the same, but who knows how we deal with situations like that. We have our own unique way, and the way that you found is a way that I'm beginning to learn more about, which is another one of the reasons why I'm really, really interested in your story, is the alchemy way. So, like, how did you particularly come across that, and what was that journey like going through that?
So I did study a lot prior to this situation happening, and I'm very, very grateful for that. One of the things that I was really, really like adamant about is like what I put into my body prior to that. So in that moment, I was already living like a vegan lifestyle and um, drinking a lot of clean water. So after that happened, I really did gravitate to a lot of live foods, especially your fruits and vegetables, because in that moment I needed to feel alive. Um, so that was something that really, I really felt like helped and assist me in that moment. And when you do go through something like that, a lot of times we lose our appetite altogether, and we don't want to eat anything. But I did try to partake in as much fruit as possible because I knew that it would feed me on a cellular level that I needed in that moment. So that was definitely one of the things that helped and assisted me at that time. as well as massages. A lot of people don't know that trauma and emotion gets trapped into our muscles and our body, and just a
Yes.
simple technique of massages like really release has the potential to release that from the body. Again, water, clean water, helps and pushes emotions through the body. It allows a flushing effect when it comes to emotion. So that was what I was doing early on, and um, yeah, that was early on. But other things that I gravitated to was yoga. Yoga was very helpful with stretching the body and movement. Um, and then I began traveling. And when I traveled to other countries and I began to learn like more of the Eastern way of healing, that definitely propelled me much further. So yeah.
Yes, yes. See, that's which is awesome. The fact that you started with self care. You know, that a lot of people don't may not look to massage. I know it's the mindset, which I believe you can agree, for majority that's having a regular day to day, that they look at it as a luxury thing. That massages is not necessarily taken as a healing well-being. If you're actually going through something, if you're stressed, it's one of the things, blood pressure and everything that we spoke about before. It's great to hear that you tuned into self and making sure not only you make sure you had your water intake, because 80% of our bodies is of water, and making sure that you got massages and yoga that found define your core and to strengthen yoga and what that's able to do, which is awesome. And look like you were just going through a lot of building yourself up to this point now, which is great. um which is that's awesome. We try to preach that and tell about that much more, that massaging, yoga, meditation, energy, everything has energy, from what we mentioned about before, previous episode, that what you put in your body, should help fuel you and make sure you're more aware of what you put in your body. So putting you in live foods, or with fruit and natural vegetables and everything, helps you keep going. It gives you the energy to give you the extra push, versus like, okay, I need a nap. That we usually do. I know Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'm just saying, Thanksgiving is the most challenging day. I can tell you that right now. But the fact that you tailor towards that and show that that can be done, and how far we can go taking care of ourselves to get through such sensitive situations is incredible. So like, when you went to Eastern, and after you got past the massage and eating right and the yoga, you went to the Eastern practices and medicines. Like, what else you felt, was there anything else you thought that can help catapult you with through the journey of where you are now?
You said prior to the trial.
Or like, well, like, once you got into, or once you went more studying the Eastern
Yeah,
culture, like, how, what would you say, how different it is from the Eastern medicine practice to the Western medicine practice?
extremely.
Like, what's the difference you can tell between the two, even though everything massage and stuff started Eastern?
Yeah.
But what are the two things that you came across that you find that's different between Eastern and Western?
So for me, what I found was here in Western culture and society, like we really do gravitate towards, um, definitely we gravitate to pharmaceuticals, but we kind of taken as a whole, like the spirituality part has kind of been like, um, not a big part of that. Like I know a lot of us do go to church and things of that nature. But what I found was when I went to the Eastern side of things, they were like the whole energy and spirituality is like one. And they really utilize that for healing, instead of course, like your pharmaceuticals or things that were man made. They really are, um, they pass down. through their lineage and generations, ancient techniques that they've always had for healing. So they're really, really more in tune with their roots. Versus here, we are always trying like new things, and we kind of lost touch with our roots, if you ask me.
Yeah, I can agree. I think from what I've been learning and studying and broadening my learning aspect is more Eastern is more looking within thyself
Yeah.
than looking reaching out. It's more in inward healing, looking looking into yourself, getting into your chakras and understanding what that mean, how different chakras can affect different organs, and why it's important to eat clean and live foods, and saying that everything you need is already within you and around you, with nature and herbs and just essential oils can play a part of it,
Yes.
and how things can like really really help to the point you don't need the man-made pharmaceuticals of medicine that I believe continues to keep you at the same thing, at the same pace, at the same level, versus really trying to heal you. Just trying to keep and repeat the pattern so you can, all about money, ladies and gentlemen. They're just trying to keep you spending versus really trying to heal you. And Eastern is more of what I found, more about healing yourself,
Yes.
especially with massages, yoga. You can go down the line. Once you really get into Eastern practice, you can really tell, like, okay, this is different. I have the answer. All we have to do, meditation, like, there's so much things we can do that's available to us that one, we either don't know about, which I think is the majority of it, or we may just kind of, look, look out the corner of our eye at, because we don't have that understanding of what things can be done to help heal. This channel has grown into a very growing channel. This is, at first I thought it was going to be pure massage, but this is a healing channel, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm realizing more and more as I cross paths with amazing individuals like Kimmy here and many others coming forth of sharing their story, their information with you. I can't thank you all enough for sharing that, and I think that's awesome. Is there a particular thing you like to do, or is there anything that, I'm pretty sure you probably practice everything daily, but what was that one turnaround for you? Did you have a turnaround moment, of anything that you've learned to help you through day to day to really start to give you a better way to live day to day with, like you say, you can never heal from it, but you learn to live with? Was there a certain particular point that, or was it just it got easier as you went? Like, how did that work?
I would say a little bit of both. It did get easier as I went, but with healing, it's not linear. So even as things began to get easier, I did find moments where I was when I was stuck and I lost my will to want to get out of bed and things of that nature. And I have to say, I did several EFT tapping sessions, emotional freedom techniques, and that was I had extreme breakthrough with that, and as well as meditation, like traveling to Bali and sitting with my master teacher there, Manku. He definitely taught me how to get more in tune with my meditations, and I had extreme breakthroughs there as well. Yes,
That's nice. That's nice. Which is meditate, ladies and gentlemen.
absolutely. Meditation,
Turn the phones off.
meditation.
Turn the TV
Yes,
off. Turn everything off. Turn the world off.
yes,
And spend time with
yes.
yourself. That's one of the main problems right there. We so used to going and on Facebook and all this stuff. Spend time with yourself. Learn yourself. How can you evolve if you don't spend time with you to see what's what you are capable of doing, understanding your strength, understanding what things, areas you need to work on, understanding, where you are, where you need to heal, and really spend time. Like each one of these chakras have, from the throat to the heart, emotions, communication, your intuitiveness, that your first thought that you usually have, or your will with the solar plexus right here, to your creativity right here, to the physical root, which is grounding. Like, spend time with yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't run away from it, and that way you can be even better than you can ever imagine.
Absolutely.
So with all this process, you started to create the joy through
Yeah.
alchemy, right? Like, how did that begin? Like, what was the beginning of that process look like?
Well,
Or when did you, let's start off by saying, when did you first have the idea to even begin it? Was that something that you always wanted to do, or that just kind of came along the journey?
early on in the journey, as I was searching for help in community and needing, looking for a particular type of support, um, I couldn't find it. So I knew early on that I wanted to be able to help and assist people that were going through or moving through grief and trauma. I wanted to create a community that provides a safe space for them. So, but at the same time, it was an idea, and I knew I had to go through the steps of my own healing before that can, you know, be birthed. So after, many different travels, many different modalities, and truly coming to a place where I was feeling like I had a deep embedded joy within me, like authentic joy, then I was like, okay, now is the time. Now's the time. What I've done have helped and assist me, and now I can share.
That's incredible. That's incredible. You know how many people out here do not even understand what joy, how it really feels.
Mhm. Yeah,
For the work that we do, I come to find out time and time again that people really don't know what it's like to really feel good,
yeah,
to really be happy,
mhm,
to really have a joyful spirit and a joyful heart, joyful mindset, just to be. And it's incredible the way life teaches us. We have to go through some stuff
yeah,
to get there. It seems like that's always the route. The ones that goes through the most, or the deepest, or the most tragic, has to learn how to heal first. A lot of times it may happen early on. It may happen early on in childhood and trauma childhoods and stuff like that.
yeah,
It may happen then, but it kind of forces us to grow up and really kind of take control of our lives. Because if we don't, nobody else is going to.
true.
Because the world is always moving so much faster than what it should be. And it's like, this is our way to slow down. And a lot of people don't even want to look themselves in the mirror.
Mhm. Yeah,
All because nobody wants to spend time with themselves. Nobody wants to hurt. Everybody want to ease on down the yellow brick road,
mhm,
right? And that's not life. There's ups and downs. There's joyful moments. There's down moments. But a lot of us has dealt with a lot more downs more than ups. I would agree that
yeah,
there's plenty of us that's been through that.
yes,
But the one that leads the way are the ones that usually been through the most. Usually, this is not every situation, but usually they get dealt with the deepest pain, the most pain, the longest pain, and we have to figure out how to deal with it and heal ourselves first. That can be from breakups, that can be from, like you said, divorce. There's so many different ways that can go, but you have to spend that time with yourself, which I keep thriving and thumping time and time again.
mhm,
And once you get through and know how to heal, then the beautiful thing about it, for that lesson, is to go help somebody else
yeah,
get through it as well. Because you know the path, you've been there yourself. And that's one of the things I think with massage, for me, what I'm doing on here is so many things I can relate with that allows me to help because I know where that pain is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the same is with you, which I think is incredible. And you're in Las Vegas, correct?
I'm in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Anybody in Las Vegas? I'm telling you, that's where you need to go. Because these are things, joy. You can feel amazing with massage, but there's so much more that massage is some things that massaging can't touch. When you have that, it can help. It stores in our body, and we can help with that with massages. And if you're stressed, it starts suffocating in the heart. It starts having this tension around the chest and the back, and it can do all of that. But there are certain things we can help, but we can't quite touch.
Yeah.
And so the things that you're doing, it starts with the self-care and with the things like the joy of alchemy, like LLC. So like, what are some of the services do you offer? Like, what does that look like? Like, explain to us that process. Like, if someone wants to book with you, like, what is there different modalities? Like, what are all the services you offer to help as many as you can?
So it definitely depends on what the person needs. But I can,
Okay.
you definitely can help and assist when it comes to meditation. And actually just really just scripting the life that you want. A lot of people don't understand that when you have experienced deep, deep trauma, you have the ability to experience a level of joy that most people don't even understand. So we would just review exactly like where you are within yourself. And um, I mean, from meditation to scripting, which is like affirmations and prayer. Um, I mean, even plant medicine, like plant medicine is an option. Um, Different retreats that we're putting together when it comes to going to um, Pukapu, Peru, to sit with a shaman, or even in Bali to sit with Master Manku for meditations. But we offer many different modalities, like even the EFT tapping that most people are not aware of, even holistic. So I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals, but there are natural things that you can take that can help you in the process. Because a lot of times we do need something to help us. It's just what do we take? So there are natural things that can help us when it comes to the depression, when it comes to the anxiety, and things of that sort. Also, Reiki um, is an option. So really, I mean, there's really a lot of many different things that I've learned over the years. It just all depends on the needs of the client. But ultimately, the goal is to help and assist them tap into their inner compass so that they can get guided themselves. So once you are tapped into your own inner compass, you begin to be guided, and you'll know exactly what your soul needs. So yeah.
That's incredible. And so this is basically, so there's things that you bring to help people understand how to listen to themselves.
Absolutely.
Is that
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, I mean, we have our own guide within.
yes?
So until we tap into that, then they pretty much tell me what it is that they need. And I can help and guide them or connect the dots for them. But so many of us are so out of touch with ourselves. And like you said, we begin to look for answers outside of ourselves. My job is to help you tap into yourself.
Definitely. Oh man, that's gold, y'all. I hope y'all listening. That's gold. The answer is within you.
Absolutely.
Within you, which requires you, once again, turn the Facebook and TV off
Right.
and spend time. We, with Kimmy here, if you're in Vegas, she can help you along this process to listen to yourself better with energy work and Reiki and everything that she just gave you. That you're not. I don't know anybody doing that. I can't compare that. I'm pretty sure you're not the only one, but it's very few. This is my first time coming across a guided healing. Usually it's, we can do, do the massages, come back, a week, we can continue to work on this, which is fine. That helps too. That's part of the process. But a lot of people, this is why I mean, like, it's not out there like that to show you how to heal you by listening to you. Like, you're the core of this, you're the center, focus, and peace. And we come beside you to help you along the journey. There's been plenty of sessions that I done had. I mean, of course, it's not, with energy work and everything, that between sessions, clients become more in tune with themselves. There's plenty of times where there was like, oh, I knew it was about time. I started to feel something right here. This started to start happening. I knew it was time to get another session or, energy healing or Reiki. They knew it was time. And as you go forward with other things, like, like you're saying, yeah, I'm not a fan of pharmaceuticals too, but there's herbs, there's herbalists out here, there's doctor herbalists out here to help you put together something natural that you can help take, versus the pill. There's other ways, like Kimmy mentioned. You have so many more options, and we're coming forward with that now, and it's growing. And once more become aware of what's happening, oh, it's already a scary place, but the new world is coming. Natural healing is taking charge. Natural healers are stepping up. We're becoming more the forefront. We're joining together hand by hand to help our part in healing humanity. Because y'all have no idea what's coming. We have to raise these vibrations, ladies and gentlemen. We have to get in tune. Because everything is increasing, is rising.
It is.
And it's a beautiful thing. I can't. I don't. I'm bringing everybody I can forward. Everybody I'm coming across, I'm bringing it forward to y'all, so y'all can have the option on how to really do it. Ain't y'all tired of feeling the way y'all feeling? Aren't y'all ready to heal? I'm here to help. Kimmy's here to help you. More people coming. We're here to help you. We're here. Just got to utilize us and take it as a priority. I understand image is important, but what is image compared to health? You know? So, like, how is it? How has that been accepted in Vegas? How is it in Vegas with the work that you do? Is it being well accepted where you are, or
Yes,
how is it down there?
yes, it's been well recepted where I am, and I'm actually from Indiana, so I actually have taken some of my healing practices to Indy, and it was,
All right.
yeah, it was well accepted there as well. And although I'm here in Vegas, I have the ability to help and assist people regardless of where they are. So, yeah, but I think we're all now in a place of searching out for ways to get better in tune with ourselves, and we're looking for true authentic healing. And I think the pandemic kind of helped and assist with propelling this
Oh yeah,
education forward. So, you know,
big time.
yeah, that was a challenging time, but needed apparently, because it helped us really understand what matters most.
Mhm.
And yeah, so
Everything changed for me. COVID.
yeah,
I can tell you that right now.
yeah.
Pre-COVID, I was doing my thing. I was doing my thing,
Hmm.
but it was, and I went into COVID, and COVID was such a grounding time. It was such I've never experienced what I've experienced in life. I mean, nobody has in COVID. I mean, I'm pretty sure. But COVID changed everything. I felt through COVID. And I know it's been a lot of bad things that COVID has done and everything. I know we had a lot of tragic losses, which is why we're needed even more,
Yeah, absolutely.
because so many more went through exactly what you're talking about, exactly what you went through. So many went through the COVID. This is why it's important to get with you, Kimmy, and really you know take a hold of, we can get through this. I didn't with me with COVID, I didn't got to the point where I knew what time it was without even looking at the time. I can just listen outside and I would know what time it is. I know at 4:30, 5:30 a.m. the bird starts chirping. The wind starts blowing a little different because I was there. I had to really, really, really spend time with myself.
Hmm.
And I know we all have our own stories, but it seems like COVID, I was called. And I'm like, okay, I'm here. Let's go. Right? They had like, because I'm pretty sure you've been doing this. What did you had change prior, like pre-COVID was to you, like for business, different than pro COVID? Like after COVID, did it just
Yes,
skyrocket for you?
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That's because we're here. We're here to answer the call, which is incredible. Like it brings a smile to my face knowing that it makes us feel. I'm not saying we don't. I'm pretty sure we all feel important, but that's a big task. That's a very special task to reach back after all the pain we've been through and help someone through it. That's a priceless. I can't understand. Well, I don't understand. Like I can't put that towards anything. Like the feeling I get knowing I'm able to help someone is priceless.
Hmm.
The feeling I get knowing that I was able to contribute a helping hand to get someone through a difficult time that I can either relate to or knows what that feel like or have an idea what it feels like. You can't get that anywhere else. And especially knowing you from here. That's right. From here, Indianapolis, Indiana. Indiana, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we on a big come up. So y'all don't know. We on a big come up. We everywhere. Okay?
Hmm.
We can be in Vegas, we can be in Florida, but we're huger at heart.
Absolutely.
And it's a phone call away. I'm gonna start traveling and reaching out to everybody too and joining forces because I want to become not just a part of more than just where I'm at now. This will always be the core, and I'm pretty sure, like Kimmy says, she's phone call away. She can come back.
Oh yeah.
She can come help wherever she want help.
Mhm.
Reach out to her. What's your website? www.joythroughalchemy.com.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, I know I mumbled that a little bit. Let's say a little bit more clear. www.joythroughalchemy.com
Yeah.
and reach out to her and she'll be able to help you. There may be some situations where she don't even need to fly in town to help you. She maybe a phone call conversation. Got seen that you have free consultations and everything
Yes.
on your website. See, you got everything you need. The question is, what are y'all waiting on? You have the help right next to you, right in front of you, right here. Phone call away, email away, website away. Technology is in hand. We have it here. So another question with that, like with like the energy work, because you do Reiki, right?
Yeah.
So we does so getting into a little bit of Reiki.
Hmm.
Is there any of like the chakras that you found that's more common? I know everybody is different, it just depends on what's going on. But do you come across more like, to me, that heart chakra, I feel like I'm always working on one of the mains and one I'm working on more, and it's your energy center. It's your center. So at the end of the day, the center off, everything's off, something's off. But I work on the heart a lot. Do you have any like common areas you work on as
So
well?
I would say the heart definitely, but also the root
Mm,
chakra for grounding. Um, a
yes.
lot of us are not grounded. Yeah,
Yeah. Those two. Ground yourself.
yeah.
And if you don't know how to ground yourself, I let Kimmy actually. I let her answer that. What's a good way to ground yourself for our listeners? What do you recommend grounding? Like, how would they go about grounding?
I would say breath work. Definitely breath work and meditation grounds you inside of your body. So many of us are living outside of our bodies, and we don't
Yes.
even know that. But breath work, and I mean, we breathe naturally anyway, but so many of us are not truly breathing. It's a lot of panting, a lot of shallow breathing. So just deep breaths and deep inhalations and exhalations will definitely assist you in grounding.
Yes. It calms the spirit. It calms the mind. I will also add to that spending some time with nature. Nature.
Mm,
When you meditate, sit on the grass, get by a tree, underneath a tree.
yes.
Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I know Avatar, there's some truth to that. It's we ain't gonna go too far in it. But there's a lot of truth to Avatar
Mm-hmm.
and the new Avatar, even though I'm not trying to give too much shout out, but ground yourself, be in nature. You don't have to be by a tree, but I'm telling you, that's a very special place
Mm-hmm.
underneath that tree. If you look at it, the tree of life, like if you ever looked inside of our, well, I'm pretty sure you're not looking inside your lungs, but if you ever looked inside your lungs, you will see what looks like a tree,
Mm-hmm.
right? You ever look at, not trying to get too well, you ever look at, when a baby is born and you have a placenta,
Yeah.
you can see resemblance of a tree, right? Tree of life, right? So part of that grounding, breathing, know how to breathe, and there's certain ways. Breath work is coming with me. Do you do breath work, right?
Yes.
Kimmy, she does breath work as well, so that she can tell you and teach you how to. I'm learning it; it's coming. But Kimmy can definitely start you off the way you need to go to learn certain techniques and certain ways to breathe, like she just described, and to kind of go more in depth. If you want more in depth, definitely reach out www.joythroughalchemy.com. Right? Oh, I'm gonna keep plugging. We're gonna try to do what we can to kind of keep you going, right? They help you with that, and get you some energy work, get you whatever you need. Now, with that, what are some things that you, outside of everything that you describe, that you wish that more would, like, what people don't know? What you think is that golden nugget? Is there anything where you're like, you know what, this can be something where people can either start outside of the breath work and grounding. This is something else to add to it on top of that. Should they get into more, herbal teas? Like, what are some other things that you think uh, clientele, future clients can or should be aware of, or something to try to kind of help humanity as a whole?
So definitely herbal teas, salt baths. Salt baths like are really, really effective when it comes to cleansing the emotional body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
I can. I
yeah.
agree.
Yes.
Yeah,
So this
I totally agree.
salt
I
bath.
do that too. I
Mhm.
That's how I keep my energy
Yeah.
dome clear.
Yeah.
Right? Take a lot of salt bath or
Mm-hmm.
salt shower, steams. So many different ways to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? To kind of just cleanse the energy around you, because on a physical level, wherever salt goes, water goes.
Right.
So it can be detoxing in a way. It can be however you want to be. Just know wherever salt goes, water goes. So when you use the restroom, when you sweat, I know there's plenty of y'all out there that licked your sweat before. I'm not trying to get nasty. But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure y'all know what your sweat tastes like. Salty, ain't it? And that's the way of trying to keep the body cool, right? The body overheats, it starts to sweat, gets the salt out of the body, the sodium and everything, and then the water follows, and that's where you get the sweat from, right? Salty water.
So
Right?
excited.
I'm trying to, So, so that's incredible. Thank you for sharing your story with us and sharing, matter of fact, I'm gonna ask one more question.
Okay.
In Eastern practice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna go. What's one secret? I'm pretty sure there's some sacred things to not talk about, sacred teachings, or is there one you can share? Just one, or half of one that you can share with us that will that can help. That can help.
Well, in okay, so in Bali, they are very avid when it comes to prayer, when it comes to just having that space and the time with the creator and giving thanks, like they don't miss. And they are some of the happiest, healthiest people I've ever come across in my travels and on this planet. So just having that space, creating a space in your home where you go to daily for prayer, for meditation, just to give thanks. Like, I don't think we understand how important that is. Like, here, we're taught to go, and we go Sundays and we go to the altar there. But I don't think many of us understand that we have the ability to create our own altar space at home. Um,
Nice.
yeah. So just that right there has
Yes.
made a huge difference in my life. Somewhere where I show up daily to give thanks and
Yes.
reverence. Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing that. That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
I know how huge that
It
is,
is huge.
but I'm pretty sure there's not a lot to know how huge that is.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things that, Western mindsets starts to do this.
Yeah.
they,
Yeah.
I know.
I was hesitant
You know what I mean?
that, but it's needed. It's needed.
Yes.
It's needed. It's needed. And it
Yes.
helps me so much. It helps your household as a whole. It does a lot for your home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because I'm trying to take y'all down the deep end, but I got to gradually do it. I'm trying to, there's we can go much deeper with this, but I'm gradually doing it. It's more than not just the altar. Set that environment up in your home. Have more plants, more crystals
Mhm.
around,
Yeah.
right? Get into more of that and understanding, creator, universe. There's levels,
Mm.
but all is here. Mother Nature, all is here to help. I think that's very important
It
too.
is.
We're so used to be like, oh man, I hope you're praying for it not to rain. At least let me get out the rain. Please. God, let me get out the rain. Don't rain on me, Jesus. Right? Thank you, Jesus, for this parking space.
Yeah.
See, I heard one comedian say that. Right? Thank you, Jesus, for this parking space. You know, there's so many different ways where we pray, like, oh, I hope I ain't got to go to work tomorrow.
Mm.
Oh, I hope, we're praying for things just to try to, it's not about thanking, it's about trying to make you comfortable, when it comes down to the Western mindset.
Yeah.
And I think first we really need to know how to pray.
Oh,
We really need to
that's
know.
another topic. That's a whole.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
A whole nother.
I'm trying to go to the deep end with this.
Yes.
I'm trying,
Mhm.
but I gotta gradually do it. This definitely won't be our only episode. We definitely will going to bring you back for part 2 if you're more than willing, because we don't. This needs to be deepened.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think to help so that the prayers are holding up, because I'm pretty sure y'all don't even know how to do it 100% correctly
Yeah. I had to.
at all.
Yeah. I had to figure it out later on in life that my prayers
Mm-hmm.
were not. Yeah. I wasn't as effective as I could have been. So I had to
Mm-hmm.
structure that, and there's so
Yes.
much um, power in that, in knowing how to do it. It's so empowering to know how the correct way to
Yes.
do so. Yeah,
Definitely. Because I know some of y'all looked at me crazy on that one.
I
I felt
know.
it.
I know.
I felt it. I felt the energy behind that. Y'all don't even know how to pray. Who you telling don't know how to pray? I know I pray all day, every day. You ain't doing it right. Who you tell I know how to do? I go to Sunday. I know. Y'all ain't gonna like that
Mm-hmm.
as we go further and deeper into it. It's so much more to learn. But in order to start, the one thing that I do commend and do take my hat off to the ones that's going through tragic pain, loss, is usually they are the ones and we are the ones that are more open,
Mm-hmm.
right? Open to receive,
Mm-hmm.
open to really check ourselves. And that's forcing that magnifying glass within, right? Because then you can't do nothing but look with you. You can't look out because you're the one dealing with it. So it forces you in, right? And some that ain't, that I guess been lucky up to this point. However, they're still like that. It doesn't affect them. But the ones we're talking to, the ones that need it, that are really, really hurting, we gotta redo everything. We gotta redo everything. You need to know how to pray. You need to know how to spend time with yourself. You need to know how to feed yourself correctly. You need to know how to meditate correctly. You need to know how to breathe correctly. Everything we've been doing is wrong. And it's not been done the way that it should be. It's backwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Backwards. But once you learn how to tap in, oh, there is no going back. You won't think backwards because the feeling you're going to get after that, the joy you're going to be able to obtain with the witness with Kimmy, she's there to know how to live with it all and give that thanks, give that moment, give that time. Because I'm pretty sure when she said altar in the home, I'm pretty sure I saw a couple of heads go like this.
I know.
There's certain things I see. See, I have the gift to see and hear what's not being said and what's not being shown.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what this healing channel is about. Oh, we're coming. We're coming. And I'm bringing all my brothers and sisters, all my fellow healers. I stand beside each and every single one of them. And thanks for coming on this platform and sharing that experience. It means more than you know to me and to everybody that listens, that that's going to be reaching out soon. Even as long as we can create a little curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
it starts there. It starts with you. You have a little curiosity, phone call away, email away, consultation away, to reach your higher self.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic. I'm not even gonna go in.
Yeah.
To reach your higher self. Only if y'all knew what I was saying. I know Kimmy do. But only if y'all knew what I was saying. Yes, you have a higher self, ladies and gentlemen, that you speak to more than you think. That you speak to more than you think. Or should I say, let's reverse that. That speaks to you more than you think.
Yep.
Both ways, but you're always speaking to you. And I'm not talking about in the mirror talking to yourself. Oh, they got me all twisted up and I'm not talking about when you're talking to yourself going off on somebody and what you want to tell somebody. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
right there. That's you. That's the higher. We're avatars. You see, remember I said the avatars? We receive the signal, right? We receive that. The signal of what? The signal of you talking to you. Now, we could bring up dimensions. I'm not, okay.
Uh-oh.
Another topic. You see? You see? You see the look Kimmy just did? You see, like, oh, he's really going in. Oh, yeah, we're going in. Okay? But we're going to leave it there. We'll say that for part 2. When we can start bringing in more collective,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I can't. Is there anything else you would like to share with us, Kimmy? You have the floor. I know I talked a lot this episode, but you have the floor. Whatever you give us, everything. Whatever you want to share with us, it's all you.
So I'm so grateful to be a part and for you having me on. Um, I Okay, so we're not responsible for our traumas. Most of us are not responsible for the traumas that we have to deal with, but we are 100% responsible for our own healing.
I like that.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful way. That's a beautiful way to say that one more time, because I don't think they heard you. Say it one more
So
time. I heard you.
you may not be responsible for the trauma that you deal with in your own life, but you're 100% responsible for your own healing.
Is there anything else to say after that?
Yes, it is.
That right. That's what. If you don't hear anything else this episode, that alone is worth this whole listen.
Mm-hmm.
We can't. In other words, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we deal with it.
Absolutely.
It's been real, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you, Kimmy. Much love. You're part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need, I'm there. We definitely gonna bring a part 2 because right now I'm kind of introducing everybody slowly, and I'm gonna bring everybody back. It's gonna start having some group discussions that we can talk more into it.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kimmy with Joy Through Alchemy,
Yes.
Mr. Zodyac himself with the Zodyac Experience podcast show. And as we always say, one of the key things I say every time that you didn't even know that I was kind of program. Well, I don't want to say program. I was trying to plant the seed in your mind. Is to remember to resync back to yourself.
Always.
Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can get notified on the new uploads to the channel. If you're watching this on my website, thezodiacexperience.com, make sure you join the email list where you can get notified on new episodes or even a chance to join the live show, me and the audience, and even get some cool gear like this jacket and shirt. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, iTunes, whatever you are, make sure you follow so you can get notified as well. And last but not least, if you're not following me on any of the social platforms, IG, Facebook, TikTok, etc., everything is at the Zodyac Experience. All the links, everything else could be found down below. Appreciate you tuning in once again. Thank you. And remember to resync back to yourself.